one thing is after 7.5 years, you don't worry about the polls no more.
That's right. That's right.
You really don't.
That's right.
So,
My question to you, Mr. President. I'm a strong believer in equal rights for everyone.
Yeah.
A very strong believer in that. I was wondering, though, with all the pressing issues that you have before you right now,
right,
why is the issue of which bathroom a person uses such an issue?
Well, you know what? It's a great question. Somehow people think I made it an issue. I didn't make it an issue. There are a lot of things that are more pressing. You're absolutely right. What happened and what continues to happen is you have transgender kids in schools. And they get bullied. And they get ostracized. And it's tough for them. And, you know, we're of a generation where that stuff was all out of sight and out of mind. And so people suffered silently. But now they're out in the open. And the question then is, schools are asking us, the Department of Education, for guidance. How should we deal with this? And my answer is that we should deal with this issue the same way we'd want it dealt with if it was our child. And that is to try to create an environment of some dignity and kindness for these kids. And that's sort of the bottom line. I have to just say what's in my heart, but I also have to look at what's the law. And my best interpretation of what our laws and our obligations are is that we should try to accommodate these kids so that they are not in a vulnerable situation. Now, I understand that people, for religious beliefs or just general discomfort might disagree. And I'm not the one who's making a big issue of it. But if the school districts around the country ask me, what do you think we should do? Then what we're going to do is tell them, let's find a way to accommodate them in a way that makes sure that these kids are not, excluded and ostracized.
Let me ask Mr. Dawson whether he's satisfied with the answer to that question. And what is it about this that bothers you?
Mainly it's my religious belief. Yes, I'm satisfied with the answer to the question. Right. Coming from the church background that I come from, I believe in equal rights for all.
I know.
But I think, too, wherever you were going to the bathroom before, continue to go to the bathroom there. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, but right, and the problem is just for a lot of these kids, they might not even feel comfortable going to the bathroom, which is a tough situation if you're a kid. And look, I have profound respect for everybody's religious beliefs on this. But if you're at a public school, the question is, how do we just make sure that children are treated with kindness? That's all. And my reading of Scripture tells me that golden rule is pretty high up there in terms of my Christian belief. That doesn't mean somebody else has to interpret it the same way. It does mean, as President of the United States, those are the values that I think are important. Now, this is going to be settled by the courts ultimately. There have been lawsuits everywhere. I just want to emphasize to you, though, it's not like I woke up one day and I said, man, you know what we really need to do is let's start working on high school bathrooms. I was thinking about ISIL, and I was thinking about, the economy, and I'm thinking about jobs. But one of the things that, as president, you learn is that you don't choose the issues all the time. Issues come to you. And then you have to make your best judgment about what you think is right. And I've expressed what I think is the best judgment that is consistent with our traditions and our laws.